Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, your home for all content Lord of the Rings home. I hope you had a terrific weekend. We have for you today the kit reveal from my man Orophin, the second of the Sylvan brothers. We've already seen their kit for Rumil, the tank. This guy is the damage dealer of the squad. Let's just get right into it. Okay, he's attacker, Balin's Expedition, elf. It's got one-handed heavy. I'm not sure how much those weapon stuff is. It really hasn't played that much of a role. There's a little bit of call to it in large creatures passives, but other than that, it's not that big of a deal, it seems. Basic is called Hue. Okay, let's get the animation in here. Yeah, that's basic. At unlock, attack the enemy for 100% damage, and then at max upgrade, attack the enemy for 180% damage, so an increase in damage. Plus, this attack has plus 30% crit chance, which is crazy. That's a big deal. That's basically like having it's either advantage or deadly up at all times on your basic. I forget which one gives the crit chance, which one guarantees the crit. We'll find out in a sec here. Okay, special 1, Twin Blades. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's got 3 cost, so 3 turn cooldown, and you can use it turn 1. At unlock, attack the target enemy 2 times for 85% damage per hit and gain advantage for 1 turn. So advantage is the one where you are going to crit on your next attack. Deadly is the one where you get the plus 30% crit chance. So going to crit on this next attack, which is crazy. And then at max upgrade, attack the target enemies for 180% damage, so it's increasing the damage per hit. That's actually quite a bit for a multi-hit attack. And gain advantage for 2 turns. So he's just going to be critting all the time, which is nuts because his damage already looks pretty crazy, to be honest with you. 180% damage for 2 hits. That's pretty good. Special ability 2, level the field. I'm not sure why it's not playing. Maybe we can refresh it real quick. There we go. Oh, that is meaty. That's like kind of like reminds me of like a little bit of a God of War type situation, but maybe that's just me. Okay. Also a 3 turn cooldown for the special 2, but you cannot use it on turn 1. You have to use it on turn 2. So my guess is you do special 1, and then the next turn you do special 2 at the start of a battle. At unlock here, though, attack the target enemy for 160% damage. If the target enemy has more health than this character, oh, that's an interesting mechanic. Instead, attack the target enemy for 200% damage, so 40% increase in damage. That's just at unlock. At max upgrade, attack the target enemy for 350% damage. That is a massive damage increase compared to unlock. And if the target character has more health than this character, instead attack the target enemy for 450% damage. So 100% increase in damage. This is going to be really, really critical against things like the Cave Troll and the Balrog, presumably, right? I mean, that is a lot of damage. The fact that he's got so much crit already built into his first 2 abilities should tell you that he's going to be probably a pretty good plug-and-play character for Chapter 2. Importantly, we got this line here. So at max upgrade for his special 2 here, he can inflict heal block for 2 turns. So I got clarification on this for the Balrog. When the Balrog goes into flame form or shadow form, he does not cleanse himself. When he gets what is it, toppled or whatever, flinched, then he does cleanse himself, but not when he goes into flame form or shadow form. And when he does go into flame form and shadow form, he heals himself for plus 30% of his max health. You should be able to block that with heal block. I was thinking about that earlier, and like why Dunhar and Isengard might actually be okay for the Balrog, because Dunhar's heal block should be able to make sure that when he goes into those forms, you can basically get him out as quickly as possible. Okay, interesting that that's included in there. That to me is a pretty big call out to that strategy is going to work. Ability description at unlock. This is his passive, Fury of Friendship. On crit, grant deadly for 1 turn to 1 random dwarf ally. One random dwarf and 1 random elf ally. So where is it? Deadly, crit chance increased by 30%. So he's basically able to hand out additional crit chance to fellow dwarf and elf squad members. And then at max upgrade, grant deadly for 2 turns. So he increased the turn to 1 random and one random dwarf, 1 random elf ally. Gain plus 30% crit damage is nuts for how much he's going to be critting. Oh my god. And then if you put like crit damage glyphs on this guy, he's going to go insane. That's going to be massive. And then gain plus 10% focus. That's really probably pretty good, especially just for landing that heal block, right? That's exclusively for landing the heal block there. Key attributes: while other elves may choose other weapons, Orophin wields axes deftly and with maximum impact. Orophin primarily deals out damage on those who would harm his team, while also providing, he doesn't have retaliate, so I'm not sure why they said that, while also providing some utility through granting increased critical strikes and can prevent an enemy from regaining health. Chooses to say little, all that sort of stuff. Okay, here's the inspiration. I'm not going to read that right now. It's basically the Shattered Timeline stuff rehashed. Strategy tips. Orophin's ability, Level the Playing Field, so that's a special 2, helps Balin's expedition deal big damage to the Balrog. In addition, the heal block inflicted by the ability keeps the Balrog under control when transforming into flame or shadow form. Okay, so that is direct confirmation that this heal block strategy is viable, and I think Isengard will be okay for Chapter 4 just based on that alone. That's massive. Okay, yeah, not having to deal with plus 30% healing on the Balrog is going to make those very dangerous forms of his a lot better to deal with. That's incredible. Okay, Orophin's ability Twin Blades will help the squad effectively punch through the Balrog's flame form. Time your stamina to have it available right before the Balrog transforms. I'm not sure I understand this one because the Twin Blades one is the multi-hit attack, right? They're specifically calling out the flame form, and every time you do, either when the Balrog does an attack or you get an attack on the Balrog, he loses a stack of Incinerate. He starts with 12, right? So his special 1 is a multi-hit attack, but it's just 2. Rumel had a 3-hit multi-attack, so I feel like that is definitely a lot more effective. Although with both of them, a lot of their skills are on really low cooldown, so they're going to be able to rotate through all of this very quickly. So I'm not sure why they put this in here, but okay. Like all Balin's expedition squad members, Orophin is at home in a dwarf or elf squad. His ability Fury of Friendship will help either ally deal extra damage by granting deadly to them. So what I really like about the Sylvan brothers is that they don't seem super tied to Balin. Balin has like a leadership ability and a passive that works pretty well with them, it seems like, right? But it's, I don't know, it's like they could fit into multiple different squads, and they're more plug and play friendly, I would say, than Balin is. I really like this. He's going to, I mean, he would be great under a Legolas lead, right? This is pretty crazy how good he would be under a Legolas lead, because both him and Legolas are handing out deadly, right? Yeah, so Legolas is passive, gain plus 5% crit chance and additional, okay, that's for himself. And then on crit, grant advantage for 2 turns to random fellow ship or elf ally. Yeah, so he can hand out advantage with his passive, and then when elf squad members crits, they have a 70% chance to gain haste for 1 turn. And so both him and Orophin would be handing out advantages and deadly and all that sort of stuff, and so they're just going to be critting all the time. I think he's going to be really, really good in Chapter 2, actually. It's interesting. It seems like the Balin's Expedition characters are actually going to be good across multiple raid modes. I'm still very interested in playing, slotting in Legolas and Gimli into this team and seeing how they do, but I think there's actually a huge potential for multiple sort of synergistic things there that's, you're not just, they want you to put Legolas and Gimli in there. I think you can put pretty much who you want in there. Interesting, though, is that, Rumel doesn't have a taunt or a provoke, and neither of them have a way to pass taunt or provoke either to Rumel or to Balin. And so Balin is going, he's got that ability basically where when he receives a fatal blow and Rumel and Orophin are alive, then he basically gets to come back to life for free. But there's not a way, it seems, to like get that to, get the Balrog to be focused on Lord Balin. So I'm wondering if it's just a matter of Rumel and Orophin are able to kind of build up enough, buffs and boons on themselves that they don't have to worry about the Shadow Beckons attack right here, right? So, Yeah, if they have... This is one when the Balrog is in shadow mode, he gains 10% turn meter for each enemy inflicted with shadow beckons. Oh, okay, wait. So dispel 1 boon from all enemies, then inflict 1 stack of shadow beckons on each enemy that doesn't have a boon. Right. And then if you have shadow beckons, you end up basically getting 1 hit, a fatal blow from this embrace darkness attack, right? So part of me is just wondering, like, you know, Orophin feeds himself boons and Rumel feeds himself boons. Is it just like they feed themselves more boons than Lord Balin does, and so therefore Lord Balin will probably be the first one to get this fatal blow? I'm not really sure how this is all going to work because there's not explicit callouts here, and you know, putting some sort of focus on Lord Balin. So I'm not sure. When do we get to see this? October 25th, November 1st. Okay, so the Rumel Marquee starts this Wednesday, goes to the 25th, and then that's when the Orophin Marquee will start. And that'll go to November 1st, and then that's when Lord Elrond will return. We got Chapter 4 released tomorrow, and I'm also expecting like a pretty big patch tomorrow, right? Because they got to, you know, patch to get Chapter 4 into the game. They've got to add Rumel and Orophin into the game as well. So I'm expecting to have some pretty good bug fixes in there along with that as well. I guess we'll see. I'm pretty excited. These characters actually look pretty good. I think I do want to actually spend money on the marquees to get them both. I think Balin's Expedition is shaping up to be something pretty good. Mostly I'm interested in them because they have such big theory crafting potential. But anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think. And for now, thanks for watching and take it easy.